Welcome back to another live session. Traders, starting the week, expecting pretty big week, NFP week, and let's begin another massive week as expected. Gold, starting with the market, it made its move back to the upside here. And currently the market is in a crucial level. Let's wait to see what kind of trading opportunity we have today. And I'm looking at gold. Also, we can keep eye on some crucial USD pairs such as DXY. We can see DXY currently having a downward pressure here, and which basically pushing that AUD USD as well as euro dollar and British pound US dollar to the upside. So we'll be looking at one by one. Before I go to that, traders, I would like to see that all the members are here. Let me know which instrument you are looking at first, and then based on that we can look for analysis as well as trade ideas in the market. So let's wait to see. All the members are here, guys. If you are here, just make sure you give a thumbs up, smash it, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every single day. Let's look at here what you can see on gold. Currently on the 15 minutes, the market just in that uptrending market has dropped to this session's low. This is currently strongly bull market. We can see the price has just dropped to this session's low. Is there an opportunity to go long? Let's look at here as the market is in a bullish impulse. As soon as we can find entry, we can look into that. Here is the lower time frame, 15 minutes, which is currently overextending below this key level of support here. And as the market opening today, we saw there was a massive breakout, which is maintaining that uptrending market. Followed by, we can see the market now overextended below this level where there is an important support here on gold. If you look at here, you can see from this high that the market has dropped to that here in this area to this support level. Now, what we can expect here from this level, here from this high, there is a breakup structure currently, and I'm looking at if there is any suitable entry opportunity. Are you guys ready for an entry here? You can see that lower time frame, pretty sharp support here that you can see the market has dropped to that key level of support. And if this market not being directly breaking from the level, we can expect a rejection back again above. So you can see that after this crossover here, the market currently dropping to that lower time frame support level. The market in the 4-hour support, and what I think here, we can expect potential bullish entry opportunity. Looking at here, looking at the first of all ATR to see potential stop loss, as I will be explaining the trade later. Here little higher volatility on gold that you can see here. So if we look at this market here, around 91 pip potentially be a stop loss area if we look for any entry. And if we look at the 4-hour here, you can see there is a pretty sharp bullish impulse to the upside here. Looking at the daily, from the daily, we can see the market is showing pretty stronger bullish impulsive move to the upside here on gold. So that being said, here we can see the market in this area here. What you can see, the market potentially breaking below here in this area. So you can see this is a big drop here. The price currently coming to that support level, and currently it's on a intraday support level here. Here I'm going to look for an entry for this upside bias, and stop loss around 90 pip, little higher stop loss because the market is pretty volatile here at the moment, the higher volatility. So we'll be looking for little higher ATR move, expecting it to bounce back here to the key level of resistance here, as the market has tested this support here in this area. We'll be explaining in depth on this trade very soon. But before we go to that, let's understand that the trade, first execute that position, and then we'll be discussing in depth on about this trade here, guys. So we placed a buy here, buy market on gold. So stop loss here at 3487.70. Stop loss 3465.25, pardon, 3465.25, and TP target at 3487.70. Let's buy on gold here. So this is the buy market trade. Stop loss at 3465.25. TP target set at 3487.70. We can adjust our entry when needed. At the moment we are here on gold and expecting that to have a break to the upside again, as long-term trend here is bullish on gold. I hope that you guys are ready for another big trading day here. We can see that as starting with the NFP week, the market is pretty volatile, and in this volatile market, expecting the market to potentially break to the upside here to create a new higher high in this market. Let's begin. Hello sir, welcome. Looking at gold, yes, looking at gold, and we are on a trade. I was looking at this trade before I come on live, waiting for the market to drop to that area that I'm expecting, but it's still very, very important that we do the proper risk management. Good morning, everybody. Yep, absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for joining the live session. Here is the move that you can see the market on that support level, expecting price to drop to that and then to reject back again. And I'm on the trade, and if there is anything that I'm changing with the trade, also I'll let you know, guys, giving a shout out to see that what's happening. And here is pretty stronger potentially. We can see it's a very strong uptrend here, and from this uptrend, wanting to see the market is going back up again. Feel that some of this long wick here, this is the 1 hour resistance. So in the first move, if we look at this, we see the market, the volatility is high. So because the volatility is high, expecting the market to potentially trend back to the upside here, cross that high, and then to create a new higher high in this market. expecting it to break to the upside here, and that's why we will be taking profit if we see the market manage to break back above, as this is an uptrending market and we are looking for a bullish trading opportunity. Good morning, God bless, have a nice and happy day, welcome, thank you. I'm in selling trade 3486 level. I think market needs some drawn. Yep, 3486, welcome. Here's a move that we can see from this level. This is where pretty strong drop to that support, expecting it to potentially break to the upside here. And as it is a bull market, would like to see the market is maintaining that market structure and starting another trading week, guys. This is NFP week. As you know that NFP week is the week that we always have the highest volatility, and that we see the reflection in the market. With the NFP, we can see there is in fact a pretty strong breakout here with this move. If you guys look at it, you can see a strong impulse followed by this correction, and the market is maintaining that series of higher high and higher low, which is in an uptrending market structure. Currently we see there is a breakup structure. Now as there is a breakup structure, we can expect this is where the market in an important support level, and when we are opening position we need to look for the best area. But as you know that all trade may not go exactly as planned, but when we are opening from the place which is a high area of value, that's where the high probability trade setup. Now from the 4-hour perspective, we can see the market is in fact, this is currently pretty overextended to the upside now on a pullback. So let's wait to see how far the market potentially be coming for that deeper pullback here. 15 minutes candlestick pattern that we can see the price has completely broken below here. We have pretty wider stop loss in that area and expecting the market to possibly test and then to reject back again to the upside to create a new higher high in this market. Welcome. So that being said, we see the market on a support level. We are on the trade, and this trade expecting the market to break above, cross that high to create a new higher high in this market. Here's a move. So far, pretty sharp breakdown from this support level, expecting it to break to the upside here. There is a local breakup structure here in this area. The market on a pretty stronger support level, and from the top this is the breakdown, and this is the current level of support, expecting the market to test and then to reject back again to the upside here to this key level of resistance. And here the market on a key support level, it should have a bounce back to the upside, but at the same time we need to keep in mind that the market is in all-time high, and from that zone the market is approaching that all-time high. So this is the monthly candle close previous months, and the market from here we see the price with the new monthly open has created its first move back to the upside. So as expected, if you guys look at it, you can see this is the weekly price action, and from this weekly price action we can see there is a this market was in an uptrend in the past, and we saw that quite a few weeks of sideways movement with consolidation, and at the same time we see the market in this upside movement. The market was maintaining that series of higher low here, and that series of higher low, ultimately we see the market has broken from that structure. And now with this break of structure to the upside here, which is maintaining that uptrending market structure, and if you look at today's market open, it's a very textbook trending market. As we saw the past week, the market closed in that area, in this area, and then the market, what happened, as usual, broken back below the support level, exactly as we expected here. The market below this level on the 1 hour chart, and from that support level, what we can see, the price, boom, has completely broken back to the upside here. Now this breakout that you guys can see, that there is pretty stronger bullish impulse here, which is showing that the market potentially to be remain bullish. If you look at the DXY, on the contrary, we can see there is a as expected, there is a downside here on DXY, and there is a weekly, if you look at here, you can see weekly pain bar, and that pain bar is potentially showing that the market to drop in that direction to the support level on DXY, and could lead the price even back below here in this support level on the lower time frame on DXY. So if you look at the daily chart, we can see that from the daily perspective here on DXY, which is showing that bearish move. So as the market on DXY is bearish, we can expect a mirror effect on gold here, that we are seeing the market is showing that potentially upside on gold. Now there are many reasons for gold to be bullish. Do you know that? What's your thought on gold to be bullish? Share your thought and opinion. Jamika, I don't know I am right or wrong. I think market need to drop to 3443 to 3447 level. 3443, 3447 level. That's it. Okay, so that's good. I think you just followed your gut feeling, or what I would say, that the intuition, that what you thought could be. But radar, okay, so I see Sandeep says rate cut. Anyone has any different opinion why the gold market is potentially bouncing back to the upside? What do you think here? Okay, so now look at here. First of all, from Chamika, I don't know I'm right or wrong. I think market need to drop to 3443. Okay, so that's a prediction. Okay, now one very important thing, guys, when you are trading, yeah, definitely we have our own opinion or the way of looking at the market, but the best trader are those who has a reason for every prediction. That is the secret, guys. Keep in mind that, because we can think of many things, okay, we can predict many things based on even unknown opinions, even we didn't realize where we picked it from, right? You'll see the news, many other factors that contribute to the prediction, but maybe groups, friends, many other influences. But there is a very subtle understanding here that every prediction need to be based on some kind of a reference that you need to have. For example, you might say at least a reference. Here there is a fair value gap. Okay, that could be a reference. Okay, the market on the support level, we see that stronger break of support. There is a fair value gap. The market may drop to this. So when you have a reference, when you have an understanding, okay, that then you have an opinion based on some kind of reference, then you also know that where it's gonna drop, why it's gonna drop, and also you can have an edge in the market. That's how trading is. So if you don't have that, then what will happen, that anytime you might feel like going up or down without proper grounding reason for the market to move in that direction. So that's why trading is, okay, it's very important that you always be very aware of your trade based on the market structure. And that's why the best entry comes from the three main or the fundamental way of looking at the market is market structure, liquidity, and price action. These are the three building blocks in the market to read the market at any instrument, at any time, at any point. When you know that how to read the market structure, you are directionally very, very rich that to understand, in fact, which way the market is heading. And when you know the liquidity and the price action, you know that, in fact, when the smart money is buying or selling the market. If you look at this trade here, this is an automated generated signal in TradingView. This is one of my best strategies that I use. Now you can see it's 3 times profit target hit on that zone. It's an fully automatic generated trade, because when you know that, right, that when smart money is buying or selling the market, it becomes much easier for you. Now at the moment, you guys probably yesterday have looked at the Zoom meeting that we have discussed in the Zoom class, that this tool currently available to give you a direct alert, directly entry stop loss and take profit target alert directly sent to your mobile phone or email directly. The strategy that I am using now is fully automated on TradingView, where with even just a simple account on TradingView can access all my trade directly sent to your mobile phone and email. And it's exclusively only for the members in the academy, because without learning the strategy, I don't recommend you to use the tool, because if you want to use the tool, you must know the rules of the strategy, what is the strategy. And that's why I'm conducting regular classes, Zoom classes, to teach you so that you guys can access. You can see this is directly generated trade, and as soon as the candle close, it's gonna show you where to buy, where to put the stop loss, where to take profit. The only thing that you need to make sure is that you are doing proper lot sizing and also calculating every detail that you need. So that's all. The rest of the things is directly the strategies giving. This is day by day, everything getting updated, right? So let's keep progressing and growing as a trader, as this academy is committed to give the best trading education possible for every member coming in contact as trading that I love. And if you guys love trading, say yes that I love trading, because even if you don't love, you can love because this is what you are doing, right? So sometime we need to do the things that help us to grow, right? So say yes to the trading, where if you like it and if you look for the long-term growth as a trader. So here is, we see there is a breakup support. Now this breakup support, where the market is coming, we see it's already overextended in one direction. So I'm expecting it to rejection here. So if it is not getting the rejection, that means there might be some kind of movement. So you see that 3 members say yes, and from there, because anything you say yes, you actually tuning it to the things that you want for your life, right? Trading is needed as it's freedom for me, right? So trading is freedom. It gives a much better understanding of how the financial freedom works, right? It's very important that we have the access to the things that you need. Hope that you guys enjoying the live session. Make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Yes, loved it. Thank you. Welcome. Now here we see that the market now on a on this strip back below here. Like to see that how far it's coming. This is the 1 hour price action. Pretty sharp drop. Now the market is below this support level. We are almost third quarter of this 1 hour candle, so expecting it to break to the upside here. Now if the market is not breaking to the upside here, that could even bring the price here, which is very unusual to see. But at the moment, what I think the market is in a very crucial level where this is a complete break of structure in this long-term uptrending market. Like to see that it's getting that reaction back above in that area. There's the looking at. So this is 1 minute that we're looking at the price action on the 1 minute chart. Now from here, once it managed to break out, bounce back, you might see strongly bouncing back to the upside here. It's on the key, below the key level of support. And in case if it drops well below a lot, we might be able to see potentially further entry. This is a no man's land and expecting it to break back above. Okay, want to see a rejection here because the market is below this support level. Okay, so if you look at here, you can see it's a below support and expecting a rejection back above in this market. Getting the reaction that expecting. So because it's a long-term bull market, if the market react back to the upside here, we can expect it to go back to this 1 hour resistance line. There is the move that you can see on Xauusd and expecting it to break above as long-term trend is bullish. The market below the support level. Let's see that if the market is going back again to the key level as we mentioned that it's a long-term bull market, from the support we can expect a break above here in this market. If you guys enjoying live session, make sure you don't miss out to like this stream and also subscribe to the channel for more update. and I do share all my trade ideas in the live chat. Thank you. And it's showing back to the upside here. We see the market is pushing back to the upside. Okay, we see some primary bounce here in this market, expecting it to push back here to that level, to the key level of resistance. There is a support level. The market candle closed above this support, and that could give an upside bias here. And because the market already has come back for a deeper drawdown, 3379 level, that where we can take profit. If the market goes up, that will almost be 53 pip up if the market push that price back to the upside here. As if you look at here, you can see it's now overextended below to the support level in this uptrending market. Getting ready to secure some pip here, but before that, would like to see the market manage to break above here. Here's the support level, expecting it to break to the upside here. Right, cool. We see some upside move. 3479. This is my target here at the moment. I'm still the full target here, but if we see the market cross the 3479, we might be able to take 54 pip to 53 pip profit target in this trade. Welcome to the live session. First day of trading week, first session, London session, and also there is also another one coming up on NY session. This week, guys, this week is the best week for me always. NFP week, you can see the market open with massive volatility, and that's what we need. We need a lot of trading opportunity in the market, as when there's volatility, we can trade a lot here. We can make the market trade a lot, and that's what we need as a trader to have that volatility in the market. Here's the move that you can see with an inverted head and shoulder here in this area. Expecting the market to bounce back up here. We are looking at here in this market, showing that potentially an upside bias. This is what I am waiting here for, this move back to the upside on gold. And as a bigger picture trend is bullish, From the 4-hour here, you can see the market. This is the 4-hour price action, expecting it to go back to that intraday resistance line. 1-hour candle closing also with a bullish impulse. The price has just crossed near our entry, and would like to see that it's crossing that high so that we can have the market to travel to our profit zone. Cool. And it's now on that profit zone here. Still few pip remaining. Here is the move, expecting it to break to the upside here to go back to 3479 level. We're on the profit area at the moment and expecting it to break above, cross that high to create a new higher high in this market. We are on the profit area at the moment, expecting it to break above further. Cool. Expecting the market to trend in that direction to the resistance line, to this key level 3479 that I'm targeting for possible upside movement, or even crossing that high. As if you look at the 5 minutes closing, another one with bullish move, and the market showing that possible further uptrend here. You guys ready for securing another trade after the past weeks? Quite a few wins in a row, except the Friday. We had consecutively a very high win rate. So let's keep that here as well. Cool. We are going in profit area at the moment. We're still in an uptrend, and in this uptrend, wanting to see that one more bounce back to the upside here. Cool. You're looking at here this market pushing back to the upside here. Currently running 17p profit. Would like to see that decent profit reached before we take any closer. I'm waiting for the market to go to that level where we can see those trades. Awesome. Are you guys with me? So we're running in profit at the moment, expecting the market to continue to trend back to the upside here to that key level of resistance where there is a high liquidity. And currently we are up in this trade nearly to 23 pip. And as 1 hour candle close coming, with the candle close, expecting it to bounce back to the 1 hour resistance line, where before the 1 hour close we have 2 more candle, 1 minute. We might be able to close in profit after one more bounce back to the upside here. And I will give a shout out if I'm closing with profit. Currently we are up quite a few pip in that trade to around 35 pip. I'm closing out the trade, taking the profit right now, as there's a 1 hour candle close. We might see further upside or we might see deeper pullback. So we are out with the trade with 35 pip, which is still moving, and we will be re-entering again as soon as we find that entry again. Secure the trade here on Xauusd, and you can share your thought and opinion if you guys like that trade, and also make sure you like this stream, give a feedback. Boom on gold, wonderful, wow, welcome, very good, you're the best trader. Awesome, that's what we need, that move. We have secured that. And if you guys look at this is the first day of trading, we still have long way to go because it's NFP week. And the prediction with this trade, as I mentioned earlier, is from the support. That's where the secret is always. Welcome guys, thank you, welcome. The key here is an overextension trend. As I mentioned earlier, you know, to be a profitable trader, you don't need bunch of indicators, you don't need, you know, unbelievable information. Okay, keep in mind guys, the narrower the focus, the higher the results. Imagine that, you know, that attention okay, focus, attention is energy, right? Where the attention goes, energy flows. So energy is light. Okay, so if you look at, imagine the two beam, okay, two beam, one is like that, one is bigger. A two beam of light pass through the two single channel, right? So one is like that, one is narrow channel, the other one is wider channel. As this will change the way you look at everything. So if the light intensity is the same, if the amount of light is the same, the intensity will be different, right? Because the narrower the cylinder or the path, for the same amount of light, if you pass through this and this, would be very different in terms of intensity because of the narrow channel, right? Because of the narrowness of the concentration of energy, right? So similar way, when you have specific but valuable content, right? Valuable, you can exactly what I said now apply in trading. Imagine that you have a strategy, only 3 to 4 confluences that you want to align with, right? And you can spot those trade whenever it appears straight away, and you can go with it with confidence. But if you have a lot of information that you need to align with, okay, maybe some abstract information sometime, okay, that you even don't know, because guys, keep in mind that what we trade here is what we see. Very important. Looking at what is visible to you. Most people believe in what is they don't see, but they don't believe in what they see. That's the biggest illusion. So what we see, only price action, right? Only the chart, candlestick, nothing else you can see on the chart, indicator and candlestick. You can't see who is trading, okay, who is closing position, last week who closed position, this week who is opening position. Is just a data that is expired. What is about the opinion also is expired. The only information that you can see is support, resistance, candlestick pattern, right? Because if you look at here, when we have entered this trade, what did you look at? The market structure, which is the backbone of the market. If you cannot imagine a person without backbone, right? You can't be, impossible, because you can't stand. Similarly, the market structure is the backbone of the market. This is where the market stand one after one after one. So the entry from the break of structure, right? So if you look at here, it's a bull market. When the market became overextended from the structure, that's where the entry is. And you can see that it reacted. So why did this react? As I mentioned earlier, always be curious, guys. When you ask questions, okay, smart trader are those who ask questions, right? Curious, be curious. When you are curious, you started to see the market differently. So when you ask questions, for example, why did the market has gone up? Because someone or some people bought here, right? And that much of move for the market to go from here to here, 100 pip, a lot of volume, millions of dollars of volume. You need to hundreds of millions, not hundreds of millions of dollar volume. You need to move the price from here to there, right? So that means people are interested to buy in that level, right? So that means that's how you'll cross-check your speculation with the results, how the market is moving, how you are interpreting, and you need to check it with the feedback. Okay, so you speculate and let the market to give you a feedback to find out that your speculation is, or reasoning is working well. So reasoning is very important, right? That's how you can find out the right entry opportunity in the market, right? So, and that's where the best entry, if you look at the market structure, you can see that it had a breakout structure. The market grabbed the liquidity and then the price revert back to the upside here. Now, that being said, if we look at, let's now here on the lower time frame here. Okay, so in this area, if we look at from this support level, we can see the price has made its move back to the upside. And that's why you see the market slowly building the pressure. And currently it's in an uptrend. Would like to see the price is maintaining that uptrend. Now it's coming for another pullback here. Okay, so you can see the price is coming to that support level here. And with this drop that you can see, as we are seeing the market is pushing back again, we could be able to find further entry as with the new market structure. Let's look at the 4-hour again to see. If you look at here, you can see this is a market where there is the 4-hour is still not closed. What I think that the market may here potentially could create a doji here in this area, highly likely, because if you look at here, you can see this is the daily chart and pretty stronger bullish impulse to the upside, as it is showing that bullish impulsive move back to the upside here. If you look at the weekly, monthly, now I'm looking at monthly again, starting from the fresh perspective. These autos, I say guys, that always look at, that completely beginner mindset from the fresh perspective. Look at the market. So when you look at this market here on the monthly, this is the first day of the month. We can see the price has shown its move back to the upside here. So this is an important monthly impulse to the upside here. And because the market is in that impulse, if you look at also the pullback, we can see that it just has pulled back to this monthly previous resistance here. Okay, so this is the monthly previous resistance, which is turning support here. And from this monthly resistance turn support, we can see the market in fact showing that bounce back to the upside here. So what we can expect here now, because the first day of trading week, quite a few support level that we can look for an entry today as well as tomorrow in the upcoming days. Today already the market has made its move back to the upside. You can see that the 10 and 20 MA crossed over from each other on the daily, and with this 10 and 20 MA crossed over from each other, which is bullish market structure. Looking at the 4-hour here that I'm looking at, this is today's low here, and throughout the day we might see a support test on the lower time frame as well as on the higher time frame. So any market structure newly created will be a zone that we can look for again for possible entry opportunity. So the new support is here, and also there is a bigger fair value gap in that area. If you look at here, you can see this is a fair value gap, which is pretty sharp area that you can see in this market. And with this FVG, with this fair value gap, we can see the market, this gap is maintained, expecting it to break that low, cross that zone here, and then to revert back again. So we are looking at now a possible break to that fair value gap, as the market has made its move So some of the levels that now we would like to watch again for further entry opportunity. As the price is at the top, we will be looking for the support for another entry. Are you guys ready for another entry? Let's say yes in the live chat. Okay, so now again looking at the intraday time frame from the 4-hour, going back to that lower time frame. This is where the intraday 4-hour candle, as our base time frame is 4-hour. So what we could see that, let's also look at, before we go to that, the calendar to see what might be happening in the market. Look at the calendar. Now this week, as I mentioned earlier, NFP week. So starting from Wednesday, that means Tuesday, from that means tomorrow, starting with tomorrow on NY session, ISM manufacturing PMI. That's the starting news of this NFP. That's today as well. There must be some kind of volatility. Already we see that. And interestingly, the NFP week, you'll see that more often the first day become much more volatile than any other day. And it's because of the market prepare for the bigger move here. You'll see that more often. So as coming up, starting with this and throughout the week, for these 5 days are the best day for trading as the market remain crazy. So you need as a trader to remain bullish all the time. Now, what you can see here in this market from the 4 hours. So what's the next plan or the plan here for us to find entry? So let's understand the mechanism of this market at the moment for entry, because we trade on the lower time frame, right? We are not trading on the 4 hour. I don't trade on gold on 4 hour because I trade on 15 minutes, 5 minutes lower time frame in gold because it's volatile here. So you don't need to wait for such a long time for an entry. But 4 hour is the time that I used for higher time frame because the trend is very important. We need to look at the confirmation of the trend on the higher time frame. So if you look at the 4 hour here, so you can see this is a support here, right? So which is an important level of support in this area. And in that support level, that if you look at, it created this initial move here, right? What we could see that throughout the session, this candle is still 41 minutes remaining. So the next entry is as soon as the market managed to break the lower shadow of this 4 hour candle. We are not looking at the upper shadow because it's a bull market, right? So if you look at here, you can see this is the lower shadow of this 4 hour candle that we will be looking at for our potential next entry. Now, before the candle close, if the market, if this one is not crossing that 4 hour low, if you look at, let's say it didn't cross the 4 hour low, but the candle close like this as a doji, then we still can target this lower shadow for an entry to the upside because it's in a very sharply uptrending market. We are not looking at any upper shadow in this market. That being said, the lower shadow is where I'm looking at on gold for possible entry in this market. This is an important, if you look at here, is support here, long week candle, expecting that this is a move, pullback, and the move like that. We would like to see the market potentially be trending here like this. From this, as it started to trend, we might see the market to go back up before the 4 hour close again for another retest here in this area. So our entry here is to look at the support for another entry. That's what I'm waiting here on gold for this possible retest here in this market. Okay, so now as we can see the market showing that upside bias that we discussed, the 1 hour candle close, and in just a matter of 1.5 hours this 4 hour will close. But before that also I would like to look at DXY, as this is NFP week. If you look at here, you can see this is the daily chart, and DXY with market open early with a gap with this doji, pretty long doji here on this market on the daily. And if you look at the monthly here, you can see that this is where the possibility the market breaking that low here, the possibility to break that support on DXY is higher. As if you look at the overall, always look at the overall picture here, we can see that this is bear market from the bigger picture. If we look at the weekly here, we can see that weekly perspective, series of lower high in this area with a long week, big drop, another long week, pretty strong drop, and the market is maintaining that series of lower high with multiple rejection from the top here. Now if we look at the daily, where you can see there's a gap open, and this is the daily pin bar, pretty sharp drop. Okay, so we can see that with this drop here, and it's an important level of support where this is support level, and in that support that we can see the market from that pin bar is showing that bearish move, expecting it to potentially break below. As the market started to break the support level here, expecting the market to potentially penetrate in that direction here to this support level. That's what we're looking at on gold, and just the mirror of DXY. As you know, when we are looking at the DXY, we can in fact see the overall picture in most of the currency pairs. So that being said, guys, first session, we are having another session coming up in just a matter of 3.5 hours from this time. For our NY session, we'll be trading again live together, and also discussing many other trading psychology tricks, tips, as well as having fun together. So don't miss out to join that by subscribing to the channel here, and also don't miss out to press the notification bell so you're not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day.